We're now going to go over Exodus chapter 7. These are my key points, quick and simple. Okay, many people can argue about Pharaoh's heart. Why his heart was already hardened from the onset, from the beginning. So why do Jehovah need to harden it any further? Because the nation is facing judgment. We have to keep that in mind as we are going through um, the first beginning chapters of Exodus, I think all the way to Exodus probably 13 or 14. This is judgment. The nation of Egypt is facing condemnation for their enslavement and mistreatment of the children of Israel. So at this point in Exodus chapter 7, Moses is now a god to Pharaoh, and we have Aaron, his brother, as a prophet. So Moses is the mouthpiece that's coming from Jehovah, and then Moses speaking to Aaron, and Aaron is the one that speaks to Pharaoh and the other people. And we had two incidents that happened. We had Aaron's rod that turned into a snake, able to swallow the magician's rod that actually turned into a snake, which was a show of authority and power. This is not a plague. This is just showing the authority and the power of Jehovah. Now, the first plague is the water turning to blood. The magicians, the sorcerers of Egypt were able to do the same. But I want to point out about this experience of the water turning to blood, because this is not the only place we see this. This water turning to blood as a judgment is first seen here in Exodus. And guess where else do we see this? In the book of Revelation. If you go into Revelation, in Revelation chapter 16, this is the 6 bowls of the wrath of Jehovah is poured out. Remember, Yeshua is saving us from the wrath of Jehovah. So this is the 6th bowl that's been poured out. So I'm going to read Revelation 16, verses 3 through 6. You must read the entire chapter on your own. Verse 3, and the second angel pulled out his bowl into the sea, and it turned to blood like that of the dead, and every living thing in the sea died. And the third angel poured out his bowl into the rivers and springs of water, and they turned to blood. And I, this is John speaking, heard the angel of the water saying, righteous are you, O Holy One, who is and was, because you have brought these judgments. For they have spilled the blood of saints and prophets. You have given them blood to drink as they deserve. So this plague of water turning to blood is a judgment call, which we will see that what we read about in the book of Revelation. So my insight, here we have the work of Elohim able to bring divine blood that has not come from any animal. This blood's not come from any animal or any human. This is actually the power of Jehovah. Again, what we read about in the book of Revelation. I also want to bring your attention to, if you notice that the Egyptians had to dig for water for themselves. There was the slaves, well, the Hebrew slaves were not digging water for the Egyptians. They had to do hard labor on their own. My question, from which body of water did the children of Israel drink from? Since the Nile and some of the springs and everything had turned to blood, my question, which may not get answered, is which body of water did the children of Israel drink from? So I have my cross reference. There was no word study from last week.